The Adams Archive.
Putin sets fire to a compound outside of Kiev full of women and children, burning them all alive. Oh, wait, just kidding. That was the FBI and the ATF. And that's what they did to the citizens in Waco, Texas. Right, I think we came up on the anniversary of that just a few weeks ago. And it's such a tragic story. It's so crazy. It's one of the wildest stories in American history that's actually what happened in this standoff in Waco. The ATF and the FBI lit fire to a building, killing women and children. Yet, if we heard of that about Vladimir Putin, there would be calls for war across the board. Not war like we have it now, but troops on the ground from the United States with American flag patches on their shoulders that would be infiltrating and killing Russians. That's what would be happening if this happened there. But, you know, we don't think the American washing of propaganda has turned the Waco, Texas situation into a more of a documentary that people find interesting than an actual reality that they would believe is possible in today's world, which that was not that far ago. So anyways, I just thought that comparison was interesting. And if that actually happened, what the actual response would be from American citizens, including myself. If we heard about that, there would be a serious discussion surrounding whether or not somebody capable of doing something so horrific should be allowed to maintain this petty little war that they're having without serious consequences. But that wasn't Vladimir Putin. That was the FBI. That was Americans, as there's an American flag flying above the burning building that I'm looking at on this. Now, there was some responses to this on Reddit. It says, there are no winners in that entire situation. I feel terrible for the innocent lives lost. They didn't deserve any of that. Somebody responded to that and said, I mean, the ATF could have been just apprehended Darish when he went for one of the routine jogs. Instead, the ATF decided to slaughter women and children. Let's see. Beslane school siege is so somebody else commented. An event where Russians killed more people than were held hostage. What does that mean? Interesting. This says that if you want to learn more, you highly recommend the documentary Waco, The Rules of Engagement from 1997. The most horrifying part is that when they cut back and forth, showing that the ATF claimed to be doing with the reality of what were actually happening. So like what they were actually telling people on the outside compared to what they were actually doing. So that was the Beslane school siege, an event where Russians killed more hostages than the terrorists. It says the Somethinansky hospital raid, Moscow theater hostage crisis, Beslane school siege. If the Russian armed forces show up to a hostage crisis, you're in safer hands with the terrorists. I think I do remember hearing about that. But anyway, somebody was recommending the documentary Waco, The Rules of Engagement for 1997. It's available on YouTube as well. It says they cut back and forth showing what the ATF claimed to be doing with the reality of what they were actually doing. That said, the Putin headline has a really weird reach. Waco is horrifying enough without reading the attack or without needing to attach some odd anti-Ukraine propaganda. Well, it just puts it in perspective. It says that didn't Putin gas a movie theater full of hostages or something? That's what they talked about before. But it was a traditional theater meant for plays. It says in all, 131 people officially died out of 850 to 900 hostages, with the majority of the hostages' fatalities occurring after exposure to the gas mixture the Russian government pumped into the theater, compromising a mixture of carfentanil and remifentanil, a fentanyl derivative. However, some estimates place the number of hostages killed far closer to 200 to 300. Wow, that's horrible.